The growing belligerence between China and the U.S.?
I think that should be a concern for everyone.
What's the goal of your China trip?
Controlled media now threatening Elon Musk on Twitter.
Elon Musk satellites are falling from the sky.
Elon Musk arrived in China this morning for his first visit there in 3 years. After a meeting with Musk, China's foreign minister said that the country will continue to promote a better international business environment for enterprises.
Elon Musk and China have more than just a business connection. They both have a strong interest in each other. Recently, Musk caused a lot of talk by calling China's first stealth jet, the Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon, a copy. He thinks that China has a history of imitating designs, technologies, and even whole aircraft from other countries. The J-20 is an example. But how did this happen? Let's take a closer look. However, before we continue, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and clicking the bell icon to stay updated with the latest updates. Did you know that China's J-20 became the first non-American stealth aircraft to be used in military operations in 1983? This broke the 34-year dominance of the United States in low-visibility aircraft technology. It's quite impressive, isn't it? However, there have been allegations from people in the United States and Russia that China stole their stealth fighter designs to expedite their jet development. While the J-20 is not an exact replica of any other fifth-generation fighter, evidence and historical examples support these claims. Even more interesting is that the J-20 incorporates components from at least 3 fighter programs. Perhaps that is why China has made significant economic and political strides, enabling rapid modernization and expansion of its military capabilities. Consider this: they now possess over 170 ships and numerous highly effective missile systems. It's unsurprising that China's military has become a significant force in the Pacific region, showing no signs of slowing down. Many of their resources are devoted to protecting their control over the South China Sea. China's defense initiatives have experienced rapid growth, but this transformation has faced its fair share of difficulties. If you delve deeper, you'll discover that a substantial part of China's advancements is driven by an elaborate espionage system aiming to acquire technical secrets even from their friendly trading partners. China's military aviation sector is known for its tendency to grow by acquiring technologies through theft. Let's take the Chengdu J-10 as an example. It is based entirely on information China obtained from Israel in the 1980s, which originated from the defunct Levy fighter that, in turn, drew inspiration from the United States F-16. Then there's the Shenyang J-11 and its successor, the J-16. China produced these aircraft on a Soviet Su-27 production line they purchased in 1989, despite opposition from the Soviets. China's carrier-based fighter, the Shenyang J-15, is based on Russia's Su-33 platform. However, instead of buying it directly from Russia, China acquired a fighter prototype called the T-10K3 from Ukraine and reverse-engineered it when Moscow declined to provide the blueprints. These are just a few examples across different industries. China recognizes the need to rapidly catch up in terms of capability to compete with and eventually surpass the world's most powerful military forces. They understand that starting from scratch is not necessary. Whether it involves air superiority fighter designs or carrier strike group tactics, they aim to obtain anything to enhance their capabilities. Do you know that China has a fighter plane called the Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon? It was selected in 2008, nearly 11 years after the F-22 Raptor's first flight, as the basis for China's stealth fighter. However, the design was changed significantly in 2014 before it was considered ready for combat and started being produced in 2017. This fighter plane has 1 seat and 2 engines, and it is quite large, measuring 69 feet 7 inches in total length, which is longer than the F-22's 62 feet. Its wingspan is slightly smaller than the F-22 at just over 42 feet compared to the F-22's 44 feet. Although the J-20 was planned to use advanced 5th generation WS-15 engines that provide about 44,000 pounds of thrust each, China has faced difficulties putting them into service. As a result, the currently used J-20 fighter planes are equipped with either the Chinese-made WS-10C engines, which are more recent, or the Chinese-sourced AL-31 engines that provide 33,000 pounds of thrust each. The J-20 has a combat range of 1,100 nautical miles and can reach a maximum altitude of 66,000 feet. But that's not all. The J-20 has a top speed of Mach 2. It has 2 short-range air-to-air missiles and small additional compartments on both sides of its body. Moreover, it can carry 4 medium or long-range missiles in its primary payload bay and 2 more in the additional compartments on either side. While some people compare the J-20 to the F-22 Raptor, America's dominant fighter for air superiority, it was designed for a different purpose. The J-20 was created to fly deep into enemy territory and carry out attacks on ground targets, which is more similar to the role of the F-35. On the other hand, the Raptor was always meant to excel in aerial combat. However, China hasn't put significant effort and resources into closing the gap in air combat capabilities. They have not added innovative features like thrust vector control to the latest versions of their aircraft to make it more versatile in dogfights. In the 1990s, Russia was determined to match the United States air combat capabilities that were being developed through the F-22 Raptor project. Sukhoi's Pak-Fa ultimately emerged as the winner, leading to the creation of the Su-57 Felon. However, Russia also considered 2 other stealth fighter concepts, namely the Su-47 Berkut with its forward-swept wings and the MiG 1.44, a prototype from the MiG MFI program. Despite being developed in the 1980s, the MiG 1.44 was only unveiled to the public in 1999. Ground testing for the MiG 1.44 prototype began in 1994, but its development was hampered due to financial difficulties in MiG. It wasn't until February 2000 that the MiG 1.44 finally took flight. Unlike traditional Russian fighter designs, the MiG 1.44's canards were positioned in front of rear-mounted wings, which provided a similar configuration to China's Mighty Dragon. However, the Su-47 had a more dramatic rearward wing placement. Russia certainly took note of the similarities between these designs and the J-20, which China formally introduced in October 2016. Shortly after the J-20 fighter plane was revealed, Russian state-owned media began criticizing Chengdu, where the J-20 was developed. Dmitry Drozdenko, the deputy editor-in-chief of Russia's Arsenal of the Fatherland magazine, stated, quote, "In my view, the aircraft is based on the Russian MiG 1.44. That plane was designed to compete with the Pak-Fa during the initial design phase and had its first flight in 2000. Victor Lotto, a writer for TASS, also added his perspective, saying, quote, "In China, they are capable of replicating the best military equipment models. Undoubtedly, they possess the knowledge, but it is important to remember that a copy is always slightly inferior to the original." He further compared the J-20 to the MiG 1.44, highlighting their similar appearances and raising doubts about the accuracy of the replicated instruments and equipment. It wasn't only the Russians who noticed the similarities between the J-20 and the MiG 1.44. Douglas Berry, an air warfare expert at the International Institute of Strategic Studies in London, commented on the resemblance. He said, quote, "The rear section of the J-20 looks remarkably similar to the 1.44, as does the overall layout with delta canards. If it's a coincidence, it's a remarkable one." While Russia may have provided technical support, there is no solid evidence to suggest that China relied on Russia for defense procurement. Despite MiG's consistent denial of involvement in China's stealth fighter development, Russian publications claim no equipment was delivered. This claim was debunked, as MiG did assist in creating the J-20. The legality of this assistance remains unclear, with reports suggesting China obtained MiG documents illegally. China's access to American stealth jet ideas is evident from a 2014 hacking operation where Chinese nationals stole over 630,000 aviation files, including F-22 and F-35 blueprints. While the J-20 resembles the MiG 1.44 from a distance, closer inspection reveals influences from the F-22 and the F-35 designs. The J-20 combines all 3 aspects, suggesting a mixture of stolen components and innovation. However, the field of stealth aviation is not as limited as some analysts suggest, providing opportunities for Chinese engineers to address shortcomings and improve existing designs. The United States must maintain and enhance its technological edge over China as China's economic development relies on foreign nations supplying essential electronics and capital goods. Despite China's efforts to boost domestic technology production and reduce dependence on imports, there is still a long way to go, as indicated by its increasing trade deficit in electrical machinery, including semiconductor chips. The United States has also hindered China's strong position in the technology production network by imposing restrictions on the export of semiconductor chips to Chinese company Huawei by South Korean and Taiwanese companies Samsung and TSMC due to the involvement of American technology. While many people opt for Chinese products due to their affordability, it is important to recognize that China's technology still has a considerable journey ahead to rival that of the United States truly. That concludes today's discussion. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon for the latest updates.